The fuck going on, fat whore? We're doing a little, you know what I'm saying? A little team building video for week 1 of the BBR Draft League. I'm playing against Johnny Jr. Oh, Johnny. Now look at Johnny's team. I have the team built already. I'm gonna explain my thoughts and everything. Don't worry, the game has been played already, so it doesn't matter that I reveal my team before the game goes up. Let me explain to you one thing for sure, though. Look at this motherfucker's team, bro. Look at this. Oh, bro, this seems scary as fuck. I can say one thing, though. If I had low kicks would have smoked every single one of these motherfuckers, bro. Just look at low kicks and look at this shit. Now, the thing is, chien-pao is obviously Uber in Smogon, right? So this thing is a big-ass threat. Glamora and Gondengo is like staples on a lot of teams, especially like offensive teams. And then obviously there's Cyclozar that doesn't have Shed Tail, but it still has very good utility overall, right? Because it has fast knockoff, fast rapid spin, regenerator, U-turn. It's a normal type too against my main weapon, which is a Houndstone. Alright, but I'm not gonna make this video too long, so let me just explain the thoughts. So I expect John Jr. To bring obviously chien-pao Gondengo for sure. I think he's gonna bring Glamora still, even though we do have an Espion, right? Glamora just overall, even offensively, is pretty good against my team. Is decent, not gonna lie. Then Quaxcoval, if it's, for example, Taunt Swords Dance Quaxcoval, then it can set up on my Toxapex easily, and then it can just sweep. There is not much I can do against the Quaxcoval if it's played right. Oh shit. Then Cyclozar, I'm definitely expecting Slowbro to come, pause, because you would potentially expect a Cloyster, right? And you need an answer to Cloyster, like guaranteed. Plus it kind of checks the Lucario really well too, right? Now it comes down to whether I think Cyclozar or Wuxian come through, right? So like my expected 6 is the first 4, then Slowbro, and then either Life Wuxian reaction or Cyclozar. I can tell you that if both come, pause. Then it's gonna be a little bit of an issue, you know what I'm saying? Because both these Pokemon are pretty good, but I feel like they're both answers to Houndstone. So like if he brings only one answer to Houndstone, then I can definitely, well obviously there's chien-pao, but we'll talk about how I deal with this chien-pao. If both of these Houndstone answers come, then it's gonna be very difficult for me. Because with one, I can definitely deal. I can slowly wear it down and all that type of crap, you know what I'm saying? So, right now, what do we have here? We have a Lucario that is Jolly. It's very important to run Jolly. Normally I run Adamant Lucario, but it's very important to run Jolly to outspeed max speed Gondengo, in case Gondengo is not Scarfed. I feel like with the team that I'm gonna bring, and I feel like with the roster that I have, Johnny is not gonna bring Scarf Gondengo, because if you lock yourselves into a wrong move, it's almost like a death note and gives me setup with something, you know, either normal type Lucario on the Shadow Ball, for example, right? Or potentially, you know, Sub with Houndstone and the Make It Rain, or, you know, Salamence on the Focus Blast, Houndstone on the Focus Blast, you know what I'm saying? So like, overall, I don't expect Scarf Gondengo to come through, so I need, but it might still be max speed, right? That's why I want to run, obviously, Jolly. Silk Scarf just to not take Life Orb damage. Terra Normal 100%, because if everything goes right, if we beat the Slowbro, for instance, and we beat the Gondengo, then Extreme Speed just completely sweeps, right, with Silk Scarf. Crunch we have for the Slowbro specifically, and for the Gondengo, because we can't touch Gondengo otherwise, right? If we run the normal, like, close combat, like, all that shit. Drain Punch is mostly for Wuxian, because Wuxian can't do as much back unless it's booty press. And Drain Punch just for some recovery. I don't need CC. What I'm saying is that I don't need CC against anything. I don't really care about CC. Wuxian still takes a lot, even at +2 Drain Punch. So that's the set we're gonna go with Lucario. I think it's a pretty good set. I'm gonna try to weaken the Slowbro and scout the Gondengo set, and then move on from there. If Gondengo is Scarfed, it always checks the Lucario, unfortunately, right? Because I can't extreme speed it, And I can't, obviously, even if I run Bullet Punch, it's not going to do anything, right? So I can't do any priority move that is going to be effective against Gondengo. And then Gondengo checks me with, like, Focus Blast, whatever it is. If I Terra Normal, even Make It Rain if I don't have the screens up. Toxapex, 100% max defense. Rocky Helmet. Painful Bunker. Anything that would prevent me from losing to a goddamn banded chien-pao, bro. This motherfucker right here. Get the shit banned, bro. Get the shit banned. This is way too strong. If he brings Terra Dark banded chien-pao, I'm fucked. I'm literally fucked. Pause. Right? I need to run Sludge Bomb for the Quaxclaw so that Quaxclaw doesn't set up on me. Because if it's like taunt set up Quaxclaw, we're fucked. Baneful Bunker for the chien-pao. Toxic Spike, I don't think is good enough, right? Because he could always bring the Glamora, absorb the Toxic Spike. Salazzle is a Toxic Spike absorber too on this team. So I feel like there's no point bringing Toxic Spikes. Surf is just decent like coverage overall. Maybe I don't even need Surf, but I want Surf for like additional damage, you know, to hit the Glamora potentially, like all that stuff. Actually thinking about it now, maybe I didn't even need Surf at all. But what do I bring? Like Toxic Spike, Haze. Oh, none of that is too necessary in this situation, right? Because the only thing that I really need to Haze is potentially Quaxclaw, but if it sets up, it probably will use Taunt anyways. And then if chien-pao has these, I do have outs for that. Because Lucario with this set, even like unboosted, does about 60% to with Terra Normal Silk Scarf to chien-pao, which I feel like is pretty easy to get to 60% with like Rocky Helmet, potentially Rocks, Sand, and all that crap. Espeon, this is the set we have on Espeon, because this is really all the speed that we need. Then we have almost max HP for some specific calcs. I don't remember exactly what, but we want a more bulkier Espeon to be able to try to set up screens several times, potentially, hopefully several times. Shadow Ball for the Gondengo, of course. Psychic, just overall decent coverage. This allows chien-pao to come in for free, but I'd rather let chien-pao come in for free and answer it with Toxapex than Gondengo come in for free and then have problems, you know. T-Tar is max Spedev because we're trying to obviously wall the Gondengo. If it's not Focus Blast, then we're trying to like it's very important for the Gondengo interaction overall. Plus, in case Glamour is there, I might be able to like do stuff against that. Obviously, I give it Toxic Spikes, but we have Toxic Spike Absorber, right? Ideally, I beat Glamora with Espeon, right? But if things go wrong, then T-Tar cannot doesn't take too much, right? Thunder Wave is good in case there's going to be switch-ins into Quaxclaw. You know what I mean? Obviously, Smooth Rock to enable the Houndstone because we have a pretty interesting Houndstone set. We have a little spicy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Rock Blast, whatever it is. This is just, those moves are mostly fillers. Crunch is very important for the Gondengo situation, right? It's really good against Slowbro, all that type of crap. And then we got Houndstone. Now this Houndstone is a little some, you know what I'm saying? The speed that we're running, this is enough to outspeed +1 speed Quaxclaw. So in the sand, this dog outspeeds +1 Quaxclaw. This is the only speed that we need, really. We need to hit 444. Nothing else matters. So we can actually invest a little bit into defense. And look at this set. This is anti-Suga Punch. Fucking, what's the name? The chien-pao bullshit. I'm so worried about chien-pao because it just shits on my team, as you can see. That I'm running this set. We have Substitute and Will-O-Wisp against chien-pao and Colbur Berry. I gotta say that in hindsight, maybe Colbur Berry was not actually that necessary in the end. Maybe lefties would have been even actually better overall. I don't know though. Like Colbur is still pretty good. Like it's just an additional emergency safety airbag, whatever you want to call it. Colbur is cool. And then we have Large Reflex and Booty Press. Obviously, Booty Press for 4 times super effective damage on chien-pao if it doesn't Terra. Then Booty Press checks also the switch-ins into Last Respects, right? We got Cyclosaur that takes super effective damage from it. Wu Chien takes super effective damage. Another option is Ice Fang or Play Rough. Play Rough is not bad, but Booty Press is better against chien-pao. So if we want to like surprise chien-pao, if it tries to like Suga Punch, we just sub up, or even Will-O-Wisp, and then we just try to Booty Press, or you know, We tank the hit, because I've done specific calcs. We tank the Suka Punch and just kill it immediately with Booty Press so it doesn't switch out. And it still does super effective damage to these two. Play Rough maybe could have been an option, because he's definitely bringing Terra Dark. I don't expect Terra Electric. The second Terra he has is Electric on his chien-pao, right? So it's either Terra Electric or Terra Dark, which I think is gonna be Dark. All right. So that's the cool Houndstone set, right? With this, it outspeeds everything. Last Respects goes stupid, all that type of shit. You know, I just have to make sure that whatever one of these come, pause. I have to beat one of these two, and then we just win with this motherfucker, right? Then we got Solomon's Heavy Duty Booty, Adamant. Adamant is really all I need. Dragon Dance Dual Wing Beat Crunch. Obviously, Crunch for obvious reasons for Slowbro. If we were trying to cover Gondango, we could have ran EQ, but Crunch is better to cover both, right? And then we have Dual Wing Beats to cover shit like Wuchien, Quaxquawal, you know, all that type of crap. So this set is very good. I think Roost is good too, because a lot of passive Pokemon potentially that I can Roost up on, and like DD, and if I keep intimidating, roosting into like chien-pao, I also don't let it get out of hand. You know, I feel like Intimidate is better than Moxie in this case. You know what I mean? Plus Heavy Duty Booty to be able to freely come in on the hazards that fucking Glamora bullshit is gonna set up, or even potentially Sandaconda. I've done a few tests, and Sandaconda actually has been going pretty stupid against my team, but I very much doubt Sandaconda is gonna come just because of the Cloyster matchup potentially, you know. So that's kind of like the situation. That's kind of like the team. It's pretty decent. I'd say that I think it's pretty good. The problem is though, if Solomons tries to set up, always checked by Ice Shard chien-pao, right? Houndstone is checked by these two pretty effectively, on top of being checked by even Suka Punch or Dark Move in general. Yes, we have Colbur Berry, but it's still a chien-pao. If it's Terra Dark banded, and I don't have the sand somehow if I lose T-Tar in some situation, you know, all that type of stuff. So it's kind of checked by 3 Pokemon to an extent. Lucario is pretty much checked by Gondango. If Gondango is Choice Scarf, it's kind of checked by Slowbro. And my defensive options don't really, I feel like, are not going to give me too much progress, and are going to be able to give him free switches, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a very rough matchup, I gotta say. Very rough matchup from what I can see. There is no like clear path of just, for example, setting up and sweeping, or potentially like conditioning into a specific scenario, you know what I mean? So we're going to have to see how this goes. I think this is the best I can do with the matchup. To be honest, you see I have specific ideas and plans for different situations and scenarios. So there you have it. There you have it, bro. The battle is going up Sunday, I think. Or something. Yeah, I mean, I already have it recorded and everything, obviously. But it's going up Sunday. Anyway, though, subscribe. Subscribe to BBR. Subscribe to BBW, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to me. All that type of shit. Alright. I'll check y'all in a little bit.